Well, I'm here with for Wings TV with Welling United manager Mark Goldberg after ultimately disappointing 3-1 defeat at home to Weymouth. What's your initial thoughts straight after the game, Mark?
Obviously, just very disappointed that we didn't get anything out of the game. I thought we played well enough to get something out of the game. I mean, I understand the discord, and we'll talk about later what I'm going to be doing myself, but our team deserved more out of the game than what we got. It wasn't a 3-1, no way. I thought we dominated most of the second half, and they did look dangerous on the break. But I didn't feel, especially when we got 1-1, I felt that we were capable of winning this game, not just getting the draw. But the penalty decision killed us. Was it necessary of Rob to dive in like that? I don't think so. And then right at the end there, we were pushing everybody up, so they caught us in the last minute and got the 3-1, which flattered them as far as I'm concerned. I'm pleased with the performance of the players today, even though 4 losses on a row, absolute, the amount of goals we conceded, it's unacceptable. I absolutely accept that, but I still feel we deserve more out of the game today.
Again, we made some changes from Wednesday, maybe unsurprisingly. We brought Gavin McCallum in. No Kiori Johnson, was he not available, or what was your reasons behind those changes?
Kiori was up all night last night, sick, so that was the change. Yeah.
So, but you changed, obviously put Jay Richard right back. You obviously brought Nathan in at left back, and you changed in midfield as well, and you went with the sort of two bigger strikers.
Went 4-4-2, back to basics, get the ball up to the front men, try and hold it up there. They did. Look, they worked hard, the boys, and I don't know. Obviously, because I've not been at the last 3 games, and but from what I can see today, I don't think you could fault the effort of the players, and I don't think it was. It doesn't. Look, it makes no difference now. We lost the points, but it wasn't a performance that on a normal day you would be too disappointed with the players, but.
I mean, unfortunately, at just before half time, they scored. I thought it was pretty even first half. Yeah. Both teams had their moments. Their number 11 was getting in a few times. Yeah. But ultimately, to concede right in half time is always difficult. But yeah. I felt for certain that we could have cleared that ball 2, 3, 4 times before the balls ended up in the back of our net. And it looked like a problem throughout the game that we couldn't smash it in the rose edge when we probably should have done.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. The first goal, absolutely, we had words about that. We had more than one. First of all, Dippo could have done a lot better holding the ball up, and it was given away too cheaply, especially for a big man. And then we had chances to clear it. We've got to. The story today was to go back to basics and clear our lines more effectively, but they got that goal at a difficult time, just before half time. But we responded and we came back and we got to 1-1, and I thought we played well enough. We had enough possession and we had enough half chances, shall we say, to have won the game. But in the end, I think the 3-1's a bit of an unfair reflection on the performance today.
I mean, as you say there, we got it back to 1-1. The crowd was back in the game and whatever, and then unfortunately we couldn't kick on and we couldn't even hold it at 1-0. Yeah. And the penalty was ultimately a decisive moment in the game, probably. Yeah,
such a disappointment. I mean, obviously I'm looking to do something new, management-wise, bring somebody else in, relieve. It's quite obvious that it's not working. I'm not getting the response from the players that I wanted, and so a change sometimes makes a massive difference. And this time, where we are in the league, it has to make a difference. And so I'll do what I need to do this week. I've already started the interviewing process while I was away, to be honest, and we'll bring somebody in as soon as we can. But I can't fault the players today for their effort, and I don't believe that today was a reflection of what's happened in over the course of over the season and where we are in the league at the moment.
Obviously, you left Bradley out, as you said. You went a bit more direct. You went 4-4-2. Were you a bit disappointed, the two lads up front? I know we talk about this, make it stick all the time, but they didn't really do that as well as they might have done.
Well, in all fairness, it's the first time they played together, and I thought they worked well enough, and I thought they were causing problems, even though we didn't have as many clear-cut opportunities. We had a couple of strikes on goal that maybe we could have done better. I'm not really going to fault the front two. I was more disappointed with Dippo not holding the ball up in our own net half than what he did up front, for that first goal. But he knows, we've spoken about it, he'll learn from it. But the boys know that when things aren't working out, a change is obviously what's needed. And I've told them that this will probably be my last game as manager. I feel I got some sort of response from them, although we didn't get the result.
So from what you're saying there, we're looking at a change before, well, maybe not Tuesday, but before the game on Saturday?
Well, it's going to be difficult before Tuesday, although you never know. It just depends on discussions, because obviously whoever I bring in, money is an issue and the budget's an issue and everything else. So, but and that's always been the problem. I've always, just been concerned about just having somebody in who can make sure not only work to a budget that we can afford, but also that their whole attitude isn't all about money for them either. So they've got to look at this as an opportunity as a manager to get a good job with a good club rather than for the money. And but I'm having those discussions, and if everything goes well, then somebody could well be in place by Tuesday, but I think it's unlikely, more than likely in time for the Weymouth game.
Wealdstone game, yeah.
Sorry, for the Wealdstone game.
So from what you're saying there, obviously, we have to work to a budget, we understand that, and that's how it works. But if the new manager comes in and he wants to change personnel, and players in, players out, is there flexibility to do that?
Yeah, of course. As long as we balance the books, he can have who he wants in and who he wants out, and he'll do whatever he needs to do. And I'll support him like I always have supported anybody that's been in that position. Look, I know I'm not foolish. I know that it's not working and that a change has to be made. And I put my hands up and take full responsibility for where we are. I'm not blaming my players, I'm not blaming my coaching staff. At the end of the day, I'm responsible, and as I will be responsible who I choose as manager, and for as long as I'm chairman. And that's also something that I'll consider in the near future as well. I mean, if the fans, some of the allegations that are coming my way, not just as manager but as chairman, might well force the issue for me to be looking for another owner as well. Because one thing I'm not prepared to accept is those making statements about my character, and I have my own self-dignity, and for them to make statements and accusations that couldn't be more far from the truth. My heart is in this club. I've given far too much, to be honest, money-wise, and to be accused of what I've been accused of is very disturbing for me and my family. But what I won't do is leave the club in a lurch. I'll find hopefully the right person who's prepared. If they are, but they will have to be prepared to put a lot of money in every year, just the way that I've had to do so. And let's just hope that that right person has the same heart for the club that I have.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. There's been criticism on the managerial front, maybe, but when it affects your family and your personal life, then that's obviously not on. And I hope it doesn't come to that from your point of view.
Yeah.
We go, obviously, leaving aside the Whitstable game for a minute. We go to the league leaders away from home next week. Obviously, couldn't have a much tougher game on paper. I think we're just outside the bottom two on goal difference only. So obviously, that's not going to be the easiest game in the world. But what's our approach for this week going into that game?
Well, it'll be the same, whoever the manager is, just a change of personnel in the dressing room can really lift players, and I think just a change on the training ground also, It's amazing. It's not just this club. It happens at so many clubs where managers leave, new managers come in, and it ignites the dressing room, and maybe one or two little changes along the way as well. But there's good foundations. The players aren't poor players. There may be one or two that might need to leave, maybe 3, 4. It's whatever the manager wants. But I've certainly set up. They've got the foundations of something to work with, and I'm sure they'll do a much better job than I've done.
Well, so we hope for better results on the pitch. Obviously, it's been a bad run over the festive period. It's going to be a tough game next week, but let's hope that whatever happens on and off the pitch, that we can pick up some results and get ourselves further up the table. Thank you for your time and your honesty as always.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mark.